Since that this is the first time we've been out. We had scheduled our events down here several weeks ago. The internship just started last Monday, so this is the ninth day of the internship, and we have yet to go out and do any kind of street outreach. And it's because of what's been going on around the country. We didn't think it was safe. But right now, today in downtown, if you look around and if you want to do, Isaac, just do a quick pan here, you can tell things are fairly quiet. A lot of the buildings have been boarded down. The fronts of the buildings have been boarded down. I'll take you around and take a look here in a minute. But what I want to do is take a minute and talk to some of our interns who are here for the summer. And so we're going to do that, and then I'm going to take you around a little bit, and we'll talk further about what's going on in America. What's your name and where you're from?
I'm Grace Hoblet, and I'm here in Columbus, Ohio.
And you're here for the summer internship?
Yes.
All right. And you? Come on over here.
I'm Victoria, and I'm from Northern Virginia.
All right. Well, that's a long way to come. Are you glad you're here?
I'm very glad, and I'm learning a lot.
All right. So we're down at the Statehouse. We've got the two things going on. We have the protests, and then we have the coronavirus. So a lot of people are not downtown because they haven't opened up their businesses yet. And of course, a lot of people are afraid to come down here because all they've done is seen, protests online and violence and all that stuff. So it's definitely limited the number of people that we would normally reach on a given day. But we are now out. It's nice to do something normal again. And this is normal for us to be out doing outreach once again. And so we got 8 weeks of internship. This summer we'll be out on the streets, at the abortion centers, overpasses, and other types of things. So, Grace, what do you think of the internship first so far?
I've been learning so much and just having so much fun being with other like-minded young people in the pro-life activism area. I've really enjoyed getting to do a lot of clinic outreach. That was something that was a little bit more new to me, so I've been learning a lot doing that.
So it's been a lot of classroom. We've had a full week of classroom. We have classrooms training, and then we have outreach. We have classroom training and outreach. Today we had Mike Spencer from Life Training Institute come in and speak for 3 hours. Then we do outreach. That's the difference between this kind of an internship and most internships. A lot of internships are just study. They're studying, they're working in an office. Ours is studying apologetics and taking that information out into the streets. So that's what makes what we do very unique. So what about you? How's your summer going so far? What do you think of this internship?
It's all new to me. I've never sidewalk counsel before, and this is my first day doing urban outreach. So I'm trying to keep an open mind and learn a lot. It's a little bit nerve-wracking, but I know I'm where God wants me to be right now.
Well, and as I prepped everybody before we came, we weren't sure whether there were going to be protests at the Statehouse today. There aren't. That doesn't mean there won't be any. In fact, there will probably be more throughout the summer. So we'll be down here irrespective of whether there are protests or not. We're not going to allow that to dictate what we do. So I know it's been a kind of a quiet day because there are no protesters here that really to speak of, and because a lot of people are working from home. But have you had any conversations so far?
Yeah, I actually just had a really good conversation with a lady who wasn't really pro-choice or pro-life, but as soon as she saw our victim images, she really was just shocked, and she kept putting her hand up over her mouth and just saying that's so unjust. So she really took well to what we're doing out here, and said by the end, I'm very pro-life, and she thought what we're doing out here is great. So that was really awesome.
So did you have any butterflies in your stomach before you came down here? Because we weren't sure again what we were going to encounter, but we were going to come anyway.
A little bit. Mainly though, I was just really excited.
And what about you? Any conversations that you've had today?
Well, I just talked to a woman, and she said abortion was not okay except in cases of rape. And I asked her why she thought that, and she said because she's a rape baby. And so I asked her.
She used that term?
Yeah.
Really?
She said that. So I asked her, well, is that okay that a baby can be killed no matter how they were conceived? Because she could have been killed. She said she was a rape baby, and in terms if abortion's okay for rape, and she said, no, that's not okay either. So I think her mind was changed.
All right. Well, that's why we're here, to change hearts and minds. So We've launched the internship. We're finally doing urban outreach. We postponed it because of the riots, because of the protests, but now we're back out on the streets. So thanks for joining us, both of you. Look forward to a great summer together. So Isaac, let's do this. Thanks. Isaac, let's swing over here. I just want to give people a little bit of a look. So come on over here. So all the first floor windows down here were boarded up. They're no longer boarded up. And they were boarded up either because the windows were smashed or they didn't want the windows to be smashed. As you can see here, they're still boarded up. This is down to the parking lot underneath the Statehouse. Now, if we go over here, you'll see that we have our victim imagery set up here. Here's a new sign that we've debuted dealing with the issue of pill abortions, which now account for 40% of all the killing that takes place to unborn babies. And so now we're trying to directly address this issue. Here, give me a little more slack on that. To directly address the issue of pill abortions because of the numbers that no longer can you talk just generally in surgical abortion terms. You have to talk about pill abortions because 40% of the women are having pill abortions. And so this is one of the signs. Let's go over here. We have another one. We're going to be using these on college campuses. Hopefully this fall, looks like they're going to be opening up. Here's one as well. This says pill abortion, suffer alone. Your bathroom becomes an abortion clinic, createdequal.org. This image is taken from the movie Unplanned. And if you remember that scene in the movie Unplanned, it's awful, where a young lady takes the abortion pill and goes back to her apartment only to deliver the baby dead in her toilet. And so we've got that image. Now let's swing over here a little bit. There are some, if you see down here, it's hard to tell probably by the camera, but all of those murals are painted on the fronts of plywood. All those windows were busted during the protests. Those are now boarded up. There are some protesters down here, not many. If you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a few down in front of the Statehouse by the McKinley Monument that was defaced by spray paint and other things. And then there's a few on the street, but nothing like the numbers that we've seen in the last couple of weeks. That does not mean that there won't be any more of them. I imagine there will be. And then you have the Statehouse behind me. I don't know if you can tell. Come here, Isaac. You see here, you've got all the first floor windows have been boarded up because they were smashed out by protesters. See that? And a lot of the monuments were defaced as well. So peace is restored to downtown Columbus, thank goodness. We have the uniformed police coming by. Thank you for your service, men. We appreciate it. By the way, we support the police, folks. We support the police. You know, I've been unjustly arrested and put in jail, and I support the police. I've had to sue 3 police departments for unjust treatment, taking away my constitutional rights, and I still support the police. We're a law and order group. We believe in the law, right? And you got to have some enforcement mechanism for that. So we are in support of the police. And finally, let me just say this. I mean, people are all up in arms about George Floyd, and rightfully so. He was brutally murdered at the hands of a bad cop. Whether he was racist or not will, I guess, pan out in the future as we find out more during his trial. And we all can categorically, oppose and condemn what happened to him. He's looking at our stuff. I don't know what's going on there. Hey, Christian, can you? Maybe he just wants a glass of water. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm going to make sure that we're not getting any of our equipment stolen. But anyway, the point of the matter is, I was asked today by one of the interns, how do we respond to a protester who asked us if we believe Black Lives Matter? And of course, we believe Black Lives Matter. It should go without saying because of who we are. We are an equality organization. We are out to seek equality between the born and the preborn. But we want equality between all men and women, born or preborn. Black, white, doesn't matter, right? And if you're going to discriminate against the very young because of their age, why would it surprise us if we're going to discriminate against people because of their skin color? If we don't get that one right, the ones the most vulnerable, the ones without a vote or a voice, if we don't get that one right, we're certainly not going to get the issue of race right. We're just not. And it's a myth to believe that if we don't solve the problem of equality between the born and the preborn, that we're going to solve equality between the races. It's just not going to happen. But we are for equality between all peoples. In fact, we don't exclude anyone from that equation. It's others that do that, that say some folks, some people, some humans aren't deserving of equality. That's not created equal. Our name speaks to that directly. We believe that we're created equal, that we're endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and among those is the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right to life being primary. All the other rights flow from that. Like I said before, and I've said it, I'll say it again, our founders put that one first for a reason, because all other rights flow from the right to be born. And so that's why we speak to the issue of equality every single day. And we're down here sharing the truth about this and also the gospel who those who are coming by. And everybody's remaining civil at this point and very interested in some of our conversations. And then we'll finish up. Here's our Esther Can's having a conversation here. If you want to notice here, we've got this going on all over the place. So once again, Mark Harrington coming to you from the Statehouse. Things are quiet here today. Normally there'd be protests over here, but today there aren't. Doesn't mean there won't be. And we're just happy to be back out on the streets doing pro-life activism once again with our interns for this summer. So keep following us on Facebook. Keep liking our page, sharing it. Tell people about what we're doing, because we're out on the streets here in the Columbus and Ohio area and throughout America in the coming weeks and months. We'll see you next time. God bless you. God bless America. And remember, America, to bless God. See you next time.